After coming back from Chicago and seeing Zone of Interest, I had a chance to go see Killers of the Flower Moon opening night. Martin Scorsese. I mean, how can you not love Martin Scorsese? This is his newest film with Leonardo DiCaprio, Gladstone, and Robert De Niro. And it's also got Jesse Plemons, Brendan Fraser. There's a lot of actors that show up in this, kind of like how Oppenheimer was, where you see a lot of these bigger actors, these lead actors that are playing smaller roles. And I'm assuming it's because they want to work with Martin Scorsese or Christopher Nolan. Now, Killers of the Flower Moon is 3.5 hours. It is a investment. If you get in the theater, you are going to have to invest 3.5 hours of your time. It's not often that we get 3.5 hour long films. Usually it is from people like Martin Scorsese or Christopher Nolan or Tarantino. Those are usually the people, or Bellatar if you want to make something that's like 7 hours. But I will be completely honest. At times, I did feel the runtime. It does sort of start out a little bit slow, but as you progress, it gets a lot better. This is. Sorry, I'm still currently sick as fuck. But this film is very different for Scorsese. I would honestly, if I had to compare this to another Scorsese film, I would probably compare it to either The Silence, or it would almost be like a mixture of The Silence and The Irishman. That's how I would probably put it, because it is, I think, a little bit slower paced than The Irishman, but I think it needs to be, because it's a little bit more melancholic than The Irishman is, because it's a very sad and somber story. It's not something that you're going to watch it and you're going to be like rooting for any of these characters, although there are some characters you do root for, obviously the Osage. But it's very dark, and there's a lot of things that happen in this film which I won't spoil, that are dark. No other way to put it. It's a very grim film. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, I had seen, this had been thrown out as his best performance as Ernest Burkhart. And I would probably agree. I do think, I don't know, he's really good in The Revenant, but he's also really good in Wolf of Wall Street. I still think his best performance is in Wolf of Wall Street. But this is right up there. This is right up there. And Robert De Niro, of course, anything that he's in, especially with Scorsese, he does a great job. I mean, at this point, I feel like Robert De Niro is just the type of guy that you put him in a movie and he's just going to do great, because he doesn't know how to not do great, if that makes sense. And again, Lily Gladstone. This is interesting because Lily Gladstone, she did a great job in this film. She really did. She really is the heart and soul of this film. But compared to some of the other films that's come out this year, I don't know if she's going to get that lead actress win. I don't. I really don't. I don't think so, because you have like Emma Stone in Poor Things, and Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, or whoever gets nominated for this category. Margot Robbie for Barbie. It's just Lily Gladstone. Her performance is great, but she is kind of just there in the film. So it's not like she's taking front and center stage like somebody like Emma Stone or Margot Robbie. She really is just kind of there as supporting in a way. And I think she would have done a lot better in supporting actress, in the supporting actress category. But again, she is lead. She is a lead actress in Killers of the Flower Moon. So I don't know. I find it to be very interesting. We'll see. But Killers of the Flower Moon I thought it was fantastic. Again, you do feel the runtime at certain points, and I don't think it is Scorsese's best film. If I had to do, because I don't get to talk about Scorsese much, and again, this isn't a review. I don't know why I always have to say that in every video I do. This is not a review. But I will say, like, when it comes to Martin Scorsese, like, my favorite Scorsese film is probably Casino, then Wolf of Wall Street, then Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, The Departed, The Irishman. So I don't know I don't know how far this film is up. I don't know. It might be in my top 10 Scorsese. Definitely top 10 Scorsese. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Top 5, I'm not sure. I need to watch it again, which again is going to be. I have no issue with long movies. I've never had an issue watching a long movie. It's just there's so much stuff coming out this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make another theater visit to watch it again, especially with something like Napoleon coming out, and then there's Five Nights at Freddy's, and then there's Poor Things, and then there's The Killer. Um, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it again until it comes out on Blu-ray. Uh, but it is worth your time. You need to see this film. Support this film in theaters. Seriously, I had a good time with it. It is a great film. It really is. And when I sit here and say that I felt the runtime, that's just me being honest. I mean, Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate. I love that film. I love that film so much. It is an amazing film. It's a masterpiece. But I still feel the runtime. Wolf of Wall Street. I love that film a lot. I don't really feel the runtime in that one too much, but you get what I'm saying. But check it out, see it in theaters, especially if you're a Martin Scorsese film fan. I will say this: I do really love how this film ended. I won't say anything, but it was different. I liked it. It was bold. It was artistic. It was basically Scorsese coming out and saying this is cinema, and I loved it. So yeah, check out Killers of the Flower Moon. If you guys want to check out my teaser for Pesadilla, definitely check it out. Links down in the description below. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.